So we never realized that the week is running by us. And we have another video. I'm trying to get Xaundre to put on a shirt so that we can finish this video or start it.
Yeah, I should probably put on clothes.
Yeah, he can just put on a shirt.
And just show them my underpants.
That's gross.
That's gross. Let me put on some clothes. Hello friends, it's me. I am clothed and ready to go.
Yeah.
Alright. So what we're talking about?
We are talking about the topic or the controversy, the debate. Is love enough?
Enough for what?
Just is love enough? Just
guess whose idea this was? Alright, let's go.
If you're interested in
this kind of video, come along with us.
If we put the intro in there, we'll cut it here. But if we don't, what happens?
That's not even the intro song, babe.
What the intro song go? You don't
remember, but it don't sound familiar. But remember, I go, what happens when high school lovebirds get married? What happens when high school lovebirds get married?
They move to a new city and start a YouTube channel, of course.
Welcome to Adventures of XYZ. I'm Xaundre.
And I'm Zara.
I'm a doctor.
And I'm a lawyer.
But we both just really love sharing our faith and going on cool adventures.
So we created this channel to share our journey as we attempt to use biblical principles to navigate life.
And have a whole lot of fun doing it.
So,
come along with us!
Is love enough?
Alright. What do you think? Do you think it's enough?
Yeah, try to get me to just answer a question, sure.
Because you Axie.
So I think first of all we can set some context. The whole is love enough debate is usually surrounding relationships, and it is a big debate on social media. It's been going on for years. People have had different opinions. I've seen it from different perspectives. Xaundre has never debated or discussed this topic, so I've seen it. I know what the responses look like on both sides, but he hasn't gotten the chance to see that. So I'm interested.
I've never particularly been interested to find out. Like that's not a question I've ever sought to answer.
You never ever asked if love is enough?
No.
Nobody never asked you that?
No.
Really?
People don't routinely come to me for like general love advice, you know? Like you'll have some guys come to me and ask me a few questions from time to time about girls, but
yeah, not like love that
no,
deep.
Yeah, people
right.
don't really. I can't imagine they come to you about it because you are like positioned as a guru, but
not a guru, but more like me overshare my life, so people feel comfortable talking to me about it. I talk a lot of things on the internet, so people say, okay, this girl talk a lot of things on the internet, so let me ask her things about my life. And they would message you too if you would reply.
Guys, you have to catch me in a real life.
Yeah.
You know?
Xaundre in real life will talk to you all day long. But
all day.
If you need somebody to talk to, you gotta message me, boo. Anyways, answer the question. What do you think?
Alright, so let's probably preface this by saying that since there are many different sides to this debate, or at least people feel very strongly about both sides of the debate, I'm not going to go ahead and commit to one. Because
no fun.
I've never given it enough thought to come up with a formed opinion. So I'm going to be honest.
All right, so
I genuinely I don't know. I've never given it that much thought.
So
but as
Zara
as Zara thinks about it and speaks about it, I'll think about it and come up with an idea.
But yesterday when we were having worship, you had this great. The reason I came up with this idea is because we were having worship yesterday and we're reading 1 Corinthians 13. You know, the one that talk about, that's a 13, right? I'll talk about love is patient, love is kind. That's what the chapter that we're looking into. And Xaundre made this profound statement about how love is this encompassing principle. This is like at 7:30. Not Xaundre's prime time in the morning, but he was on the road and he was talking about the reason so many people don't understand love is because they think love is a feeling and an emotion. But no, it is an all-encompassing principle that blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yes, babe. We should do a video about this and talk about if love is enough. And you remember you went on that whole rant? So no, is it enough?
Yo, I do not. Like, I vaguely recall the conversation. The details of it, not so much. It was way too early. I mean, my brain don't turn on until around 9 o'clock. Like prior to that is water. All right. But is love enough? Depends. Enough for what? Like in what context are we talking about?
Enough for a marriage to thrive.
Enough for a marriage to thrive.
Marriage to thrive. So let's add some. Okay. Is love enough for a marriage to thrive?
So I assume that this question is set in the context of, if I love you, is it enough for me to just love you and then all will be okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Or is the love that I have for you and the love that you have for me, will that suffice for a thriving marriage? And let me start, since you are not of a, you know, with the
conversations in the space. I'm just figuring it out.
Right. So all right. So some people say that love is not enough. And I was on the love is not enough side for a while before I even considered the love is enough side, right? And I'm still kind of, you know, in limbo. But
so why you want me to commit to an opinion if you don't even want to commit to an opinion?
I can't even remember what I want to eat, Zon. You made the decisions. Xaundre can't give me, like, ask him have enough times when it comes to making a decision, like right now. He just has to do it, because I'm not a decisive person.
This is usually how decisions go. Hey baby girl, what would you ideally like to do? I don't know, anything. I'll do whatever. Okay, these are 2 options. Which one are you leaning towards? I like this, but I also like this too. I don't know. Which one do you want to do? Okay, I'll make a decision and let you know. Okay.
Yeah, most times, unless it really affects me, but I'm very chill, very nonchalant about stuff. Like, not really bother me much. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so you were saying.
So I was saying that I used to be on the side heavily that said love is not enough.
Okay.
And that's because I was saying that with love comes other elements. So you have to think.
Or I mean, in addition
to love, we have to think about culture. We have to think about the families that you're coming from. We have to think about parents. We have to think about reasoning levels, because you can love somebody but you're just not reason on the same level and it just don't work out. All those other factors. Money is also important, and I don't want to ever make it seem as if being able to provide for yourself and to provide for your partner isn't a thing that is necessary, right? So that was where I was coming from. Love is important, but it comes with all these other factors.
I tell you what, if this whole debate was started by a chapter in the Bible, let's just look at the chapter. Where's the Bible?
True.
Sorry guys, we left the tripod upstairs, so the tripod is currently in my hand. And I don't know that I'm doing a very good job at this, but I'm just holding it out. Alright, so let's look. I think it's 1 Corinthians 13.
So this is our family Bible. It's our family Bible. It was a Bible that was at our wedding. So what we did, instead of having a guest book where people wrote random messages, we had a journal Bible where people... So it's a journal Bible. It is made with lines for people to write, right? And so instead of people writing random things, they were told to find a scripture and they were supposed to leave messages in there for us. So this
somebody wrote something here?
Yeah. Okay. Uncle Gareth and his wife. They wrote beside 1 Corinthians 13, all the best.
Let me show you guys.
Xaundre and Zhara, love always.
I don't know how to position this. That's not working out. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I never claimed to be a good, like, videographer.
They highlighted, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoings, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away.
All right.
So you heard the other end, the arguments from the other end, right? And I'm going to give you the... You want me to give you the arguments from the other end? Like you said in the devotion 2 days ago.
Yeah.
The other end, especially, and the other end usually comes from people who are less secular and more spiritual. People who are more Bible-based with their conversations and their arguments. And it's from the perspective that once two people come together and love is the binding principle, love as a principle is enough, because all the other factors should be controlled by love. So things like money, if you come together and you decide that whatever money you have, you're going to make it work, the love should be enough to deal with that, because selflessness wouldn't be in there.
You mean
Pride,
selfishness?
Selfishness wouldn't be in there. Pride wouldn't be in there. Arrogance wouldn't be in there. It would be love is enough, because it would factor in all of the other things.
Okay.
And you know, the things like something like, you know, maybe mother-in-law issues or father-in-law issues that would come up, that, you know, the other argument is said that, but those things are important. But if somebody truly loves you, then they would guard against those issues as well.
All right. So I follow in the thought process.
Yeah.
I think fundamentally to draw a side would depend on your specific definition of love and what you perceive love to be. So if love is this feeling that you get when you feel nice about the person and them look good, and you get some bubbly feeling, butterflies in the belly, and all things look good, then it's definitely not enough. But I personally don't agree that that is an appropriate definition for love. I think that's more in keeping with infatuation, which can exist in the presence or the absence of love. But that specific feeling is not really love itself. Love instead is an all-encompassing principle where, we did say this yesterday morning.
We did say it.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
So coming back to me. You know my song?
May I try come in, but I don't really remember it.
There were passion. No? Okay, alright, sorry.
Yeah, what was I saying? Right, so if love really is an all-encompassing principle where you are interdependent on each other, but at the same time you prioritize the other person's well-being above yourself, then in that case, I do believe that love would be enough. Because love as a principle has you doing all the other things.
Yeah.
That said though, I think that there are some nuances to this enough story. Because enough in itself gives the impression that you don't need anything else. But I'm not entirely sure if it's fair to say that, because based on the biblical account here, it says if I have this but I don't have love, it's not okay. Right? That's essentially what Paul was saying. For example, he said, if I speak in the tongues of men and angels, but I have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. It says, if I give away all I have, and if I deliver up my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. So it suggests that anything that exists in the absence of love is nothing.
Yeah.
However, even in the presence of love, there are still other things that are existent and perhaps still necessary. So then the question now goes, is it just that it starts at love and ends at love, or is there more to this story? And I personally think that God is love. And so God is enough. But it doesn't really end at just claiming the presence of God or the identity of a follower of God. Instead, it requires you to actually do things, because love is an action as well. You know, as an all-encompassing principle, it requires you to do something. It requires you to actually put other people before yourself. It requires you to actually put, God above yourself and God above the other person too. So if you see love really as that principle that includes all these other things, or at least is paired with or necessarily leading to the other things, then for sure love is enough. But honestly, if you see love how a lot of times we conceive it to
or
be,
how the movies make it out
or
to
how
be.
the movies make it out to be,
Yeah.
then it's not really enough, because
Yeah.
you also need to be selfless.
Yeah.
You also need to, be patient.
And that's what I think this is what brings it home, the fact, and I'm glad that we went to the Bible, because here it is literally defining,
or at least
it's giving love other words too, and telling you what love should look like.
It's giving you,
it's showing you
descriptors.
the action.
It's giving you descriptors of this principle of love.
So if
and
you have,
and I guess that's why love can be all. I'm so sorry, I continue, but just to complete the thought. It gives you the explanation that love is this and love is that.
Yeah.
So if you're going to say that there is love, then all of these things must be present.
To be there. So
right?
you have to be patient. You have to be kind. You should not envy. You should not boast. You can't be arrogant. You can't be rude. You can't insist on your own way. You can't be irritable. You can't be resentful. You can't rejoice in wrongdoing. You have to rejoice with the truth. You have to bear all things, believe all things, hope all things, and endure all things, and it never ends.
In which case, love is enough. Because love, what you call that? Include, subsumes all of those things.
All of those things. And any relationship will thrive on those things. No matter what the obstacles are. Like, if we keep this, I kind of like how Galatians 5. What is Galatians 5?
Well, let me hear one more story about the fruit of the Spirit.
So, you guys know how I love the fruit of the Spirit, right? Because I think the fruit of the Spirit talks about the character that we need to have to be as close to Jesus as we can be. The character of Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And if we always come back to that, every time I chip, remember, I measure myself up against Galatians 5. And this will be very similar if you measure the relationship against 1 Corinthians 13. And then I think one of the biggest things that people would say, yeah, but I love my husband or I love my wife, but this and this was important. But we don't realize that this and this that you're talking about, it falls under one of these things.
And perhaps if we say something like, yes, I love my wife, but me can't be patient with her.
Yeah.
Or, yes, I love my wife, but at the same time, I am, what I say?
Rude.
I am rude towards you.
Yeah.
Or, yes, I love my wife, but I enjoy or I rejoice in wrongdoing.
Okay, what about you need love and money? Because money is always the main controversy here. Like in the wars that go on under these comments. Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put on a judgmental face. I really did not.
You just can't fathom it.
Yeah, like, I feel like of all the things, I thought they would have said something like, but what about attraction? Like, I can love you, but what if I don't look at you? Like, I thought that would have been the debate. I didn't think it would have been but money.
No, because a lot of times the love conversation comes in after you're attracted to the person. So it's really, is love enough? You never watch them like a story, them like a movie there when the guy poor, but him love her, but then the girl, but the guy poor, but him love her, but then the other guy rich, but she don't love him as much. You never see that in other movies before?
Babe.
Oh yeah, you know what, chick flick.
I don't watch those kind of movies.
Yeah, Xaundre don't watch chick flick. Xaundre love action show. But I don't watch action show, okay?
I spend very limited amount of time actually watching movies. I love
true.
YouTube. That's my place.
On the airplane, you watch movies.
Yeah, because they don't have YouTube.
And on YouTube, he watches all hunting stuff.
And fishing. And adventure and travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. And like nerd out and stuff.
Yeah,
like
productivity.
And, all right, anyway, back to the conversation at hand. So no, I've never seen that in the movies, but I mean, I guess I probably have, but that wasn't my frame of reference. I get you. So you're saying, all right, so one guy is poor and loves her, and then the other guy is rich but don't love her. Or
she doesn't, so she don't feel the same way about the rich guy, but because love isn't enough and she have needs, then she gonna go with the rich
you know guy. What? Here's what I would say. You see that case like that?
Yeah.
In one situation, love exists. In the other, it is absent. So the absence of love in that setup automatically disqualifies that as a possibility. Because if you have all the other things but no love, is a waste of time. So even if you have the money but no love is a waste of time. That's my honest opinion.
And
right?
I think that without the money, once you have love, you can work together.
That's not what I said. No. I'm not saying that that's not how it go. I'm just saying that's not what I said in that last statement. But I'd like to bring out that statement in a more fulsome way, right? I think that if there is love, and it is not unrequited love, meaning that it's reciprocal, both people love each other and are willing to work together. This your love here. This love, so.
That 1 Corinthians 13 love.
Then I think that even in the absence of money, it can make sense. Because look how we never have no money. I mean, we still have no. I mean, we're surviving. We're surviving. We're working now. But we're working, so we like living okay. But
I don't like when people like you go and sign about, you know.
All right, so we work. Obviously, y'all know I'm a doctor in Jamaica, and public sector wages are not a secret. So you can Google it.
Friend, when you meet up, you say you become a pastor.
I was at one point going to become a pastor.
When I met Xaundre said he was going to lead the children out of Jerusalem.
Out of Jerusalem? Why would I lead you out of Jerusalem? Well, at this point,
yes, God did give you a vision. So, you're going to lead the children in the last days, remember?
I never saw me say, guys, that's not what I said, okay?
He was so, Xaundre said how he have to go to NCU. I can't figure, I have to tell him this. Xaundre said he have to go to NCU because God soon come. And because God soon come, I mean, I'm not laughing on the it is urgent. The coming of the Lord is at hand, okay? But me laugh with Xaundre now. Instead, the man said, we were like 15 at the time. He said, God soon come. And if him go a UE and God come while he go there UE, he won't go hell. And he don't want to go hell. But at least if him go NCU, if God come when him there NCU, at least because he would have studied theology, it means that he wouldn't break out. And he would have a chance in the kingdom.
All right, no, that's actually true. Like, I did think so. But back up on that though, like, I had a lot of zeal, but I didn't have a lot of spiritual maturity. And that's what I thought. So a lot of it was driven by fear. Like, you're right. I was fearful that if I'm not doing what I thought at the time God was asking me to do or calling me to do, which was to go to school and study religion, then perhaps I am going to go to hell. And the idea of going to hell really scared me. Over time, as you grow to know God more and kind of understand God's requirements and just the idea that you and him in a relationship and you can talk and can figure things out together, and instead of fearing God, you start to love him, then I started to see things differently. So instead, I felt more emboldened to step out onto, whatever platform God was sending me towards, which I subsequently realized was towards medicine. So,
and you ended up being president of ADFEL and president of UE and, leading real people in the last days.
Retrospectively, going to UE was probably the best thing I could have ever done because I thoroughly enjoyed my time there and
lived in your purpose.
And also I think I blossomed spiritually.
For sure.
I really did. Like, the public campus ministries thing for me was it. It was absolutely it. Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
The point
right?
here was that when I met you, pastors don't make a lot of money.
I mean, arguable about doctors too, but
I mean, doctors don't make a lot of money either.
Yeah, that's
but it has
at least at baseline.
Yeah, the doctors don't make a lot of money either. But I'm just saying that back then I thought doctors did.
Yeah.
And now I know the doctor didn't really make money.
By the way, have you guys smashed the like button already?
Like this video.
Please just smash the like button.
And share it because I think this is a great conversation.
For sure.
The part that says, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child, and when I became a man, I gave up childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face.
Yeah.
Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I have been fully known.
Yeah, that's so critical because you see, I just made the point about, how I used to think when I was in high school when we met and we were talking about the whole fear thing and how I was afraid of going to hell. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I still don't want to go to hell. But I'm not as fearful about it. Instead, my love for God is what is driving me to want to be a better Christian and to learn and grow and become a better version of myself is not so much
The fear.
the fear of, avoiding hell.
Yeah.
So when I was a child, I thought like a child. I thought of love in the way that children think of love. It's just
fairy tale.
It's just fairy tale. Yeah.
Feelings.
Yeah, it's just vibes. But
Mm.
love is not just vibes, and it's not just feeling. Love is action. It's a principle that calls for work. It's a principle that, when she annoys you, you just gotta roll your eyes and just go, oh, Jesus, love is here.
Love
And
is
then
patient.
you just gotta have patience. Love as a principle has you sacrificing for the other person, even if in the moment you think you can just take advantage of the person, like, can just tell Zara, say, it's all right, we just reschedule whatever we had for her. I still, out of respect for her and the patience I've learned to cultivate, I've had to say, you know what, let's just take a minute, let's talk this through and make it make sense.
Are you saying that I make it develop patience?
For sure. Consider that a good thing.
Okay.
Guys, if you pray for patience, remember that you also have to get the struggles we're going to teach you to be patient.
You're calling me a struggle?
I'm just saying that life comes with struggles, baby, but for you, it's worth it.
So you're calling me the struggle of your life?
I'm saying that.
All right, no, stop saying.
I should stop saying.
Stop saying. Because you tie yourself up.
You know what? Let's end this video right here. Let's just start talking. Like, you're not going mats up from the get-go, but over time, as you give and take and have a spirit of interdependence, then, and putting the other person first, prioritizing the other person. Feel like I dropped that one on.
Yeah.
And prioritizing the other person, I think it really will come together.
We Before Me.
We Before Me.
Kadeen and Deval Ellis, they have a book called We Before We. I love them. But I also wanted to say something like this part that talks about when I was a child, I spoke like a child and I thought like a child. I think what it drives home is the fact that emotionally mature people are the people who should be in a relationship. And a lot of times we jump into relationships before we work on ourselves.
That's true.
And we come with, and obviously we're not going to reach a perfect place. But a lot of people have a lot of healing to do. They have a lot to learn about love, about just communication, but they jump past all of them stuff there, and it's about the feelings and the sex and the moving on. But then you're not emotionally mature, and then one person who is emotionally immature and one person who is trying to be emotionally mature, they're putting together, and then it just not work, and then I wonder why. But I love you and you love me the same. The person can't reason on the level. So this whole patience and not being arrogant and selflessness, sometimes it's just hard for people to see through that. And that's why everybody take up man and woman problem.
I agree.
But anyways, we will bring this video to an end now. Any final words?
I just want to say this is kind of just our thoughts or ramble. Yeah. This is by no means an expert opinion. Yeah. This is literally just,
and this is not a full Bible study either.
No, but I hope it kind of pique your interest. I want to hear what you guys think. Like, tell us in the comments.
Is love enough?
Or is it not? Like, what do you guys really think about it? I'd love if this sparks not a debate, but a conversation on the topic. Yeah. Anyway, that's all from us this time. So we'll see you next time on Adventures of XYZ. Bye, guys.